So the first thing I wanted to cover, which I know you guys want to talk about, is Kraven the Hunter. That movie is supposedly being released in October, chat. Some footage was shown at CinemaCon. It was also announced that Kraven the Hunter will be Sony's first R-rated Marvel movie, chat. Of course, it is not the first R-rated Marvel movie. There have been others before Kraven the Hunter. Obviously, Blade, the Blade film series, of course. And you, of course, have had Logan and Deadpool and the 2 Deadpool sequels, right? Now, a lot of people are excited about this. And I can understand at least partly why. The other part, I am extraordinarily concerned, chat. But starting with this. Aaron Taylor Johnson beamed into Las Vegas CinemaCon on Monday to show the first footage from his anticipated Marvel film, Kraven the Hunter, an ultraviolet spree of blood and throbbing biceps that pleased the annual convention of theater owners. Taylor Johnson called the J.C. Chandor-directed project a Marvel movie grounded heavily in the real world. Okay? We know he is a fierce hunter, a highly trained killer. He then gave an answer to what he deemed the internet's biggest question, whether the film would receive an R rating. That wasn't the biggest question, but fair enough. Fuck yeah, I'll be rated R, the star said to a huge applause from the Coliseum Theater at Caesar's Palace Hotel and Casino. In the world premiere footage, Taylor Johnson's Kraven is a tactical stalk with a penchant for cropped leather vest and a 5-star hair. What? He shreds his victims viciously, often with primitive claw-shaped weapons. Blood pours relief over the screen. At one intense moment, Taylor Johnson rips the flesh off a target's neck with his teeth and spits it out. Taylor Johnson is joined by an ensemble that includes Oscar winners Russell Crowe, Ariana DeBose, Girls alum Christopher Abbott, and the Many States of New York star Alessandro Nuvola, who is said to be playing the Rhino. So it's not Paul Giamatti, chat. It's not Paul Giamatti returning as the Rhino. Now, the thing is that this article is leaving out, Chad, that has been described from CinemaCon, is that Kraven the Hunter will be an animal rights activist, which I'm like, that is a complete contradiction of what the character actually is. Okay. Kraven the Hunter is a psychopath who got bored hunting so many animals across the planet, the most dangerous of species. He's like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just start hunting superhumans. And the Spider-Man guy, I'm going to go after Spider-Man first. And that's, what's obviously caused, their rivalry for decades, chap. Kind of culminating in, one of the best and most beloved Spider-Man stories of all time, Kraven's Last Hunt, in which he's like, okay, I'm done. Where he goes after Spider-Man, defeats him, drugs him, buries him alive, and pretends to be Spider-Man for 2 weeks, in which he actually becomes a pretty good Spider-Man. And after that happens, after Spider-Man realizes where he is, he digs himself out of his grave, confronts Kraven. Kraven's like, I don't want to fight you. I already proved I'm better than you. I've always been better than you. And I'm done. And then, Peter leaves. And Kraven, he's like, all right, he lives it up for the rest of that evening, has a nice drink, gives himself a wonderful, nice soak in the bathtub, chat, puts his bathrobe on, goes to his room, pulls out the shotgun, and blows his fucking head off. Well, Peter goes back, and Mary Jane and the rest of his family have no idea where he's been. He collapses through his window as it's pouring rain, and they just huddle and hug each other as we just see the rain trickling and falling outside. It's an amazing story. But it also shows just, the obsessiveness that defined Kraven as a character, and he brought an end to himself by his own hand. And I would love to see an adaptation of that story. That would be more exciting. Like I appreciate Sony going, hey, we can make R-rated superhero content, which of course you could. I'm very much looking. I wish more studios would do that. They would do more one-off films. I think that's one of the things that has worked for DC. With, no matter how you feel about some of these movies, Joker was a huge commercial and critical success. The Batman was a huge critical and commercial success. So I feel like doing stuff like that is probably best. And it helps keep the genre alive, keeps it fresh. You're doing new things. You're not just repeating the same formula. And so had Sony done something like that, like, hey, we're going to do our own adaptation of this story, I'd be over the moon. I'd be so excited. But when I hear this about Kraven protecting animals and being a vegetarian, it's like, what are you talking about? He's a crazy supervillain, right? And so it's just really weird to me. And so it's like, yeah, they can throw. I know everyone's hyped on the R rating. Everyone's saying like he bit a guy, and everyone's like, this is amazing. But I'm like, they seem to be ignoring what it defines the character, and that is my biggest concern, right? Sony just wants to turn all their villains into anti-heroes, and not all these villains need to be anti-heroes. Some of these villains can be just villains. And we've come up with great, better ideas here, Chad. Like, I love the idea, like, you do a Kraven the Hunter movie like Predator, where he very much the same thing, where he's like, I'm bored, I want to hunt super criminals and have it take place in South America. And you follow, like, this group of, like, imagine this the superior foes of Spider-Man, like Boomerang and Shocker and Beetle, right? And they do a heist, and suddenly they're being attacked by this crazy guy, and it's killing them. And they're like, we got to survive, we got to get out of here. That would be amazing. That would be great. I would love a movie like that, right? It's like loose adaptation of Kraven's Last Hunt or something. That'd be fun. You know, do it that way. Be like, yeah, this will be our Kraven trilogy. The next one, he's going to go up against Spider-Man. And again, it doesn't have to be like the Tom Holland Spider. It doesn't need to be Andrew Garfield or Tom McGuire. Just have it, hey, just cast a new actor and just have it be like, this is its own little story. I would love something like that. But I don't feel like that's what they're doing. I feel like it's just Sony being Sony, and Sony loves fucking up. For years when it comes to their live-action superhero films. They're one of the worst companies when it comes to live-action superhero fare, in my opinion. I mean, just look at the Venom movies. Yes, those movies perform well, but they are terrible. Morbius, terrible. It's a joke. But that's just my opinions on the whole Kraven thing. I imagine a lot of people are excited about it. They hear the R rating. They hear about all this violence. I'm like, sure, cool. But, you know, those are my thoughts. What about you guys? How do you feel about this Kraven the Hunter news? Does this kind of make you excited? Are you thinking like, oh, this is the step in the right direction? Or are you still kind of like me, where it's just like, this still isn't what the character is? I still have concerns. That's just me. Well, let's see what you guys are saying here. Let me scroll on up. Let's see here. The evil Flash action figure looks like a giant is covered in rocks. It looks pretty bad. That's funny. Oh, man. Kraven, leave the animals alone. Rhino will be in it. I'm the lion, though. I hope he says that once, though. Oh, I think I just made it radar to be, try to be edgy. Yeah. Okay. This is Naya. Can't even think of who would be the villain. It's Kraven. Or, excuse me, it should be Kraven. He should be the villain. He should be the villain of his own movie. Supposedly it's Rhino. I guess Rhino's the villain. I guess he's not, but he's not like in a mechanical suit. Here he's a mutant, I guess, and he turns into a rhino. I'm like, all right. All right. A little weird. 5-star hair. It's like, so is he gonna go to the fucking salon? It's like, what is this? Should have Kraven hunting the lizard or something. Someone fun like that. It looks like it'll be the Rhino. Exaggerated swagger of a guy married to his grandma. Kraven the Hunter is my least disappointing movie of the year, says Edward. Yes. Theaters are excited for the movie. That's what the Variety article says. Kraven the Vegan. Hunting Morbius, right? I bet they'll have that in there. I'm sure Morbius is in the movie. Or Venom's. I mean, they'll do the references. They did all the fucking Venom references in Morbius. They'll do the same for Kraven. If he likes animals, why would he hunt? Exactly. You buried Spider-Man alive. Jordan said something along the lines of Kraven not being like his father, which leads to believe that he's playing the son of Kraven we know. That is weird. So we're following Kraven Jr.? And so Russell Crowe's... Back in the day, Russell Crowe would have made a great Kraven the Hunter. Like way back in the day, like, you know, the late 90s, early 2000s. Ooh, he would have knocked it out of the park. Just hearing Morbius, too. Edward, I have zero hope for any of these movies Sony is making. This movie's going to be written by the same guys that wrote Transformers, The Last Night, Punisher, Warzone, and Uncharted. Oh, that's rough. Tom Rothman strikes again. Casey, Chris jumped in right at the right time. Sony does suck bad live action superheroes. They're terrible. Agreed. It's Kraven time. Indeed, Darkslayer. Will there be a Magneto hunting Nazis? That would be awesome. That's what that was what the Magneto movie was originally going to be. When they were supposedly going to start doing all these X-Men Origins films, like, you know, they had X-Men Origins Wolverine, but that movie was so terrible. I mean, it made a lot of money, but it was just you know, a critical failure, and audiences hated it as well. They scrapped that and they incorporated the Magneto hunting Nazis, like the best part of X-Men First Class, into X-Men First Class. But that was all part of the Magneto origin film, which would have been awesome, him hunting Nazis in South America. I would have loved to have seen that, but, you know. I hope this means at least Venom 3 could be R-rated, at least try to get the character right in some way. That'd be interesting if they can do that. I don't mind that. So he's going to screw this up just like they did more. Probably. I have zero interest in Kraven, says Deadpool. Then they made me want to watch it even less if I didn't know that was possible. Sponsored by Morningstar Vegan Sausage. Yeah. Bitch Sycamore, hello to you. Welcome, welcome. I mean, I think they might do that, Malcolm. Could you imagine the Rhino getting his own movie? Yeah, I mean, Sony, I never would have thought Morbius would get his own film. So, yeah, I'm sure Sony would like to do that. Turning Kraven into animal lover is ridiculous. Yep. So Russell Crowe as himself. Yeah. Oh, Russell Crowe needs to throw a telephone at his age. And hey, man, Russell Crowe, I think he just needs money. Because he's taking a lot. I mean, I think he's at that point in his career where he's a lot older now. And he's not getting a lot of the big calls that he used to be. Like when he was, Oscar winner, Oscar nominated actor, Russell Crowe. I feel like that's why he's doing stuff like The Pope's Exorcist or Unhinged, It's he's just like, I need the money. I need the money. I got to pay alimony. I think it's one of those situations, so. Yeah. But yeah, he's a good actor, though. Heard the Spider-Man show. He was great. He was just hugging Spider-Man the whole time. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be good or not, but I do feel like if it's going to have graphic violence, I think that'll keep in good grace of people who really enjoy this stuff. I'm sure. Yeah, Rhino is just actually a rhino. That's the other thing. I never would have thought El Muerto would be getting a movie, but that's happening. I was like, who? And I'm like, I'm pretty knowledgeable when it comes to comic book characters, Chad. I'm like, who the fuck is El Muerto? And I'm like reading, he's like a wrestler that fought Spider-Man like 2 times, maybe, or once. And he hasn't appeared since like 2011, and he's being played by Bad Bunny. And I'm like, who the hell? First, I'm like, who the hell is Bad Bunny? And I guess he's a Puerto Rican singer. And I was like, well, can he act? And no one's been able to tell me that yet. Can he act? I don't know. I liked him as Zeus in Love and Thunder. I know people had issues with that, but I thought he was great in Love and Thunder. Oh, Lord. Anyway. Unhinged was funny, though. Unhinged, you're not wrong. Unhinged is a very funny movie. He was in Bullet Train for like 5 minutes. Did he act in those 5 minutes, or was he just like that? He wasn't that good in Bullet Train? Fuck. Not that I cared. I heard did they cancel it? Oh, good. Whoo! Crisis averted. Crisis averted, chap. There you go, Kraven the Hunter. Is there anything else you guys want me to talk about with the CinemaCon? I don't know what else was announced. Equalizer 3. All right. No Name Woman Lily, thank you for the 100 biddies. Hi. Thank you. Unicorn biddies. Unicorn biddies. Equalizer 3, even more equal. It's not about equity. It's about being equal. Does he say that in the movie? Maybe he says that in the movie. Oh, Denzel looking mad. Oh, yeah, he reunites with Dakota Fanning. So is this like a weird sequel to Man on Fire? It feels like, I have to say, I'll get the trailer set up. Let me get the trailer set up. And then we'll transition over to the Bonesaw Man. Fuck. If Macho Man Randy Savage was still alive, I would be like, you know what? You can go ahead and do a Bonesaw movie. I would like that. Hey, freak show, you're going nowhere. I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. Now, if they want to do that for like an hour and a half, I'm like, okay. I think I'd be like, all right, let's go. I have more confidence in a fictional Bonesaw movie than I have in any of these live-action Sony Spider-Man-less Spider-Man films. I hope everyone enjoyed the video, and I wanted to take the time to tell you about the movie of the week, a film that I really enjoy and one that I think you will too. This week's movie is the John Wick trilogy. Just in time for the release of John Wick Chapter 4, the trilogy stars Keanu Reeves and follows a legendary hitman who is forced out of retirement to seek revenge against the men who killed his dog, a final gift from his recently deceased wife. If anyone is interested in purchasing this fantastic film series, please make use of the Amazon affiliate link below in the video description. encouragement. Your purchase of the film not only earns me a helpful commission, but any purchase you may make after clicking the link itself for 24 hours would help earn me additional commissions as well. Doesn't matter if it's a Blu-ray, a video game, a pair of socks, or a washing machine. Everything within 24 hours of that click can really help the channel. So go ahead and check out the film, enjoy browsing, and enjoy shopping.